Before we begin, here is what this episode covers. Ghislaine Maxwell, British citizen, convicted sex trafficker, the only person in this corpus who appears across 3 independent evidence domains: bank documents, FedEx shipments, and wire transfers. The wire flows: $4 million or more in wire transfers received from Epstein-linked accounts between 2010 and 2019, including one single wire of $1 million on March 29, 2016. 3 identical JPMorgan wires totaling $517,854, all on the same day. The FedEx record: approximately 73 shipping records where Maxwell appears as both sender and recipient. A nonprofit, the Terramar Project: 56 wires totaling approximately $201,631 between 2014 and 2018. The documents: a UK passport listed on the Butterfly Trust beneficiary documentation, 190 pages of UBS account statements for a Swiss bank account held by a British citizen. The arrests: Prince Andrew, arrested February 19, 2026. Lord Peter Mandelson, arrested February 23, 2026. The NPCC coordinating group spanning 6 or more police forces. The National Crime Agency investigating. 1 British citizen. 3 evidence domains. 6 police forces. 0 prior UK indictments. Before we examine the financial evidence, we need to understand the constitutional landscape that governs it. The United Kingdom operates without a single written constitution. Instead, its legal framework is built from centuries of statutes, judicial precedent, and unwritten convention. This system was long considered a strength, praised for its flexibility and pragmatism. But that flexibility has come under serious scrutiny. In January 2025, the House of Lords Constitution Committee concluded that existing safeguards are insufficient to hold power to account. The UCL Constitution Unit flagged 31 areas in urgent need of reform. For a cross-border financial investigation like this one, that gap matters. Accountability in the UK depends on political will, not codified obligation. $4 million. That is the approximate total in wire transfers received by Ghislaine Maxwell from accounts linked to Jeffrey Epstein. 1 British citizen pulling down $4 million through the same banking infrastructure that Deutsche Bank maintained for 6 years, despite knowing exactly who Jeffrey Epstein was. But the wire transfers are only one piece. When we look across all 3 evidence domains, bank documents, FedEx shipping records, and wire transfers, the total UK connected financial footprint rises to $6,071,664, 25,800 events, 3 independent evidence domains, 1 British citizen at the center of all of them. This is not a story about a socialite who attended parties. This is the financial record of a 3-domain entity, someone whose name appears in bank files, in shipping logs, and in wire transfer records. The corpus does not editorialize. It counts. Who is Ghislaine Maxwell? Born December 25, 1961, in Maison Lafitte, France, British citizen, daughter of Robert Maxwell, the media mogul who died on November 5, 1991, after falling from his yacht in the Canary Islands. She attended Oxford University. She moved to New York in the early 1990s, and she became the central figure in Jeffrey Epstein's social and operational network. On December 29, 2021, a federal jury in the Southern District of New York convicted her on 5 of 6 counts, including sex trafficking of a minor. On June 28, 2022, she was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison. She has filed multiple appeals. None have been successful. In our corpus, Maxwell occupies a unique position. She is the only entity that appears across 3 independent evidence domains: bank documents, FedEx shipping records, and wire transfers. No other individual in a database of 2.3 million entities spans all 3. She is not a peripheral figure. She is a structural node. The data sources. This episode draws from 3 independent evidence domains, all extracted from documents released by the DOJ under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Domain 1. Wire transfers. 224 total wire transfer records parsed from Deutsche Bank and JPMorgan documents. Maxwell subset, $4 million or more in received transfers. Domain 2. FedEx shipments. 2,894 total shipping records. Maxwell subset, approximately 73 records where she appears as sender, recipient, or both. Domain 3. Bank documents. Over 229,000 classified pages from Deutsche Bank files. These include account statements, compliance memos, and correspondence that reference Maxwell by name. When we combine all 3 domains through our cross-domain synthesis engine, Maxwell's profile shows 25,800 total events and $6,071,664 in USD activity. She is present in 3 of 3 evidence domains. No other individual achieves that coverage. Source check. Before we go further, the data limitations. Wire transfers. 132 of 224 wires have parsed dates, 58.9%. Originator names are better, 92.9%. Beneficiary names, 94.6%. But that still means some transfers have incomplete metadata. FedEx records. Maxwell's name appears in multiple OCR variants: G. Maxwell, MS G. Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell, with various spellings. We have consolidated these through our entity resolution pipeline, but some may still be missed or miscounted. 63.2% of all FedEx shipments have no weight data. Bank documents. OCR quality varies across 229,000 pages. Handwritten entries on Deutsche Bank forms are often unreadable. Cross-domain matching uses Splink probabilistic linkage at a 99.3% resolution rate. That means 0.7% of entity matches may be incorrect. And the disclaimers. Shipping a package is not evidence of wrongdoing. Receiving a wire transfer is not evidence of wrongdoing. Appearing in bank documents is not evidence of wrongdoing. We show what the data contains. We do not assign guilt. March 29, 2016. $1 million. A single wire transfer to Ghislaine Maxwell from an Epstein-linked account at Deutsche Bank. This is the single largest wire transfer to any individual in the entire corpus, not to a corporation, not to a trust, not to a law firm, to a person. At the time of this transfer, Deutsche Bank's relationship with Epstein had been active for nearly 3 years. The bank had already received internal compliance warnings. The Anti-Financial Crime Department had already escalated concerns. The Adverse Reputational Risk Committee had already met and taken no minutes in violation of their own policy. And yet, on March 29, 2016, $1 million moved from an Epstein-linked account to Ghislaine Maxwell. The wire exists in the database. The amount is parsed. The date is parsed. The beneficiary name is parsed. What the wire does not tell us is why. January 29, 2010. 3 wire transfers, each for exactly $172,618, all on the same day, all from JPMorgan, all to Ghislaine Maxwell. Total $517,854. Why 3 identical wires on the same day instead of 1? The corpus does not answer that question, but it does record it. 3 separate transaction records with identical amounts, identical dates, identical source, identical beneficiary. This predates the Deutsche Bank relationship. These wires moved through JPMorgan in January 2010, 3.5 years before Deutsche Bank opened Epstein's accounts. The timing matters. In 2010, Epstein had already completed his Florida state sentence. He was a registered sex offender. His non-prosecution agreement with the DOJ had been made public through a civil suit the previous year, and JPMorgan sent $517,854 to his co-conspirator in 3 identical installments on a single day. Beyond the $1 million wire and the JPMorgan payments, a pattern of regular transfers to Maxwell. $370,000, $247,000, $180,000, $160,000, $150,000, $100,000. $50,000 4 times. $43,500, plus smaller amounts across the relationship period. Notice the denominations. These are round numbers. 50,000 appears 4 times, 100,000 once, 150,000 once. In banking compliance, round number wire transfers in regular cadence are a known pattern. They suggest scheduled payments rather than ad hoc transactions. We are not claiming these are illicit. We are observing that the payment pattern, regular, round-denominated, sustained over years, is consistent with what banking compliance officers describe as periodic funding of an associate rather than one-time commercial transactions. The corpus records amounts and dates. It does not record purpose. Let us put it together. Total wire transfers to Ghislaine Maxwell, $4 million or more. The largest single wire, $1 million, March 29, 2016. The largest single day total, $517,854 across 3 identical JPMorgan wires on January 29, 2010. Payment range, $50,000 to $1 million. Time span, 2010 through 2019. Source institutions, JPMorgan, Deutsche Bank, and other Epstein-linked entities. The context. Every single dollar of this $4 million moved after Epstein's 2008 guilty plea, after his registration as a sex offender, after his non-prosecution agreement became public. Deutsche Bank opened accounts for Epstein in August 2013, 5 years after his conviction, and maintained them until December 2018. Internal compliance warnings were raised and overridden. The Anti-Financial Crime Department escalated. The bank continued. $4 million to a woman who would be convicted of sex trafficking 3 years after the last transfer. The Terramar Project, a nonprofit organization focused on ocean advocacy, founded and led by Ghislaine Maxwell. In the wire transfer records, Terramar received 56 separate wire transfers totaling approximately $201,631.87 between 2014 and 2018. 56 wires over 4 years. That is roughly one transfer every 4 weeks. This is a separate funding stream from the personal payments to Maxwell. The $4 million in personal wires went to Maxwell the individual. The $201,000 went to Terramar, Maxwell the nonprofit operator. The corpus does not tell us what Terramar did with the funds. It does not tell us whether Terramar's activities were legitimate. It tells us that 56 wire transfers moved from Epstein-linked accounts to an organization run by Epstein's co-conspirator during the same period she was receiving millions personally. Terramar closed in July 2019, days after Epstein's arrest on federal charges. The timing of the closure is a matter of public record. UK companies in the wire record. 2 UK registered companies appear as beneficiaries in the wire transfer data. Rolls-Royce plc, $587.95. Locust Design and Development Limited, $9,097.27, dated April 19, 2016. Combined, $9,685.22. These are small amounts. Against the $4 million or more flowing to Maxwell personally, these 2 wires barely register. We include them for completeness. They are the only wires in the corpus directed to UK registered companies. But we will not build a narrative around $587 to Rolls-Royce or $9,000 to a design firm. The UK financial story in this corpus is not about UK companies. It is about a British citizen. What the wires show. Regular funding, round number payments of $50,000, $100,000, $150,000 over multiple years. This is consistent with scheduled support payments. Operational support, a single $1 million transfer and a same-day triple wire totaling $517,000. These are large, concentrated disbursements. A nonprofit vehicle, 56 wires to Terramar totaling $201,000. A separate funding channel to the same person through a different entity. Multiple institutions, JPMorgan before 2013, Deutsche Bank from 2013 to 2018. The banking relationship shifted, but the payments continued. And every dollar moved after Epstein's 2008 plea deal, all of it post-conviction. What the wires do not show. The purpose of any transfer, whether funds were used lawfully or unlawfully, whether Maxwell directed these transfers or merely received them. The wires are financial records. They document movement of money. They do not document intent. 73 FedEx records. In the 2,894 FedEx shipments parsed from DOJ Dataset 10, Ghislaine Maxwell appears in approximately 73 records. She appears as sender, shipping packages from Epstein properties. She appears as recipient, receiving packages at Epstein properties. Approximately 30 records in each role with some overlap. Her name appears in multiple OCR variants: G. Maxwell, MS G. Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell, misspelled, Ghislaine Maxwell, and others. These are OCR artifacts from scanning 16,600 invoice pages. Our entity resolution pipeline consolidated these variants, but the raw data contains the spelling differences. The date range is 2000 through 2005, the same FedEx window as the broader corpus. All shipments billed to either Epstein's personal account or the NYSG LLC corporate account. Maxwell is one of the most frequently appearing individuals in the entire FedEx dataset. She is not a one-time shipper. She is a regular user of the network. Shipping patterns. Maxwell's FedEx activity follows the Epstein property network. Packages moving between the New York City offices 457 Madison Avenue and 9 East 71st Street and the Palm Beach property, both directions. She ships from New York to multiple recipients. She receives packages from multiple senders at properties in the network. One shipment stands out. October 16, 2002. Maxwell received a package weighing 100 pounds, signed by C. Nevitt. For context, the median FedEx shipment weight in the entire corpus is 1 pound. 100 pounds is 100 times the median. We do not know what was in the package. FedEx invoices record weight, sender, recipient, and charge. They do not record contents. But a 100-pound shipment to an individual, not a business, not a warehouse, is an outlier by any measure. It is one data point. We note it and move on. Maxwell as logistics coordinator. The FedEx data does not show Maxwell as a peripheral recipient, someone who occasionally received a package. It shows her as an active participant in the shipping network. She appears in both roles, sender and recipient, with approximately 30 records in each direction. Her activity spans the full FedEx window, 2000 through 2005. It is not concentrated in one period. It is sustained. She is connected to multiple Epstein addresses. She does not ship from one location. She ships from and receives at several properties in the network. And every shipment is billed to Epstein's accounts, not to Maxwell's own. She uses the infrastructure without paying for it. This is the shipping profile of someone embedded in an operation, not a friend who received a birthday gift, not a colleague who got a one-time delivery. Someone who used the shipping network regularly, in both directions across multiple properties for 5 years, on someone else's tab. Cross-domain profile. This is where the three evidence domains converge. In bank documents, over 25,000 events. In FedEx shipments, approximately 73 records. In wire transfers, $4 million or more. Total across all domains, 25,800 events, $6,071,664. Domain coverage, 3 of 3. In a database of 2.3 million entities, Maxwell is the only individual who appears across all three evidence domains: bank documents and FedEx, bank documents and wire transfers, FedEx and wire transfers, all three. No one else does this. Our cross-domain synthesis engine, Script 25B, identifies 9 entities that appear across multiple evidence domains. Maxwell is one of 9. However, and this matters, all 9 are classified as leads, not findings. The confidence-adjusted threshold for a finding is 0.75. None of the 9 cross-domain entities currently meet that threshold. A lead means the data is suggestive. A finding means the data is conclusive. Maxwell's 3-domain presence is suggestive. It is not, by our methodology, conclusive, yet. UK passport on the Butterfly Trust. Document EFTA 01298015, page 3, Butterfly Trust Beneficiary Documentation. On this page, a UK passport holder is listed as a beneficiary of the Butterfly Trust. What is the Butterfly Trust? It is an Epstein-linked trust established at Deutsche Bank. Accounts opened January 24, 2014. The NYDFS consent order, the regulatory enforcement action that cost Deutsche Bank $150 million, describes the Butterfly Trust as a vehicle used for payments to co-conspirators. In October 2013, a Deutsche Bank compliance officer flagged co-conspirator 2 as a Butterfly Trust beneficiary. The alert was cleared. The justification? The so-called approval email from Executive 1, which claimed the head of AML compliance and general counsel had approved the relationship. On page 3 of this document, a UK passport holder appears. The name is either redacted or OCR illegible. Our VLM reprocessing attempted to recover it. The result was inconclusive. We know a British passport holder was named as a beneficiary. We do not know who. UBS account statements. Document EFTA 01275697, 190 pages. These are Ghislaine Maxwell's UBS account statements. UBS, the Swiss bank. Account holder, a British citizen. Statements covering February 2014. Exhibit reference SDNY_GM_000233306, meaning these were seized and entered as evidence in the Southern District of New York Maxwell prosecution. 190 pages of Swiss bank statements for a British citizen seized by American prosecutors in a case where the defendant was convicted of sex trafficking. A note on methodology. These are the same documents that generated OBS 6, an observation we retracted. Our OCR engine hallucinated the word Krakow from the resource management account header that appears on every page of these statements. We reported it as a possible finding, investigated it, and retracted it when we confirmed it was an OCR artifact. That retraction is documented in our observations log. We mention it here because transparency about errors is not optional. It is the methodology. London in the corpus. 479,960 mentions of London across 2.1 million documents. That is a large number, but before we assign significance, the caveats. Entity mention counts are raw NER extractions. They include genuine references to London locations. They also include OCR artifacts, headers, footers, boilerplate text repeated across hundreds of pages. They include addresses on financial documents where London appears as part of a bank's mailing address, not as a location connected to Epstein's activities. We learned this lesson with OBS 5 and OBS 6. High mention counts can reflect corpus volume, not investigative significance. Poland appeared 6,876 times, and most of those were OCR hallucinations from blank KYC form labels. So what does 479,960 London mentions actually mean? It means London appears frequently in these documents. It does not mean all 479,000 mentions represent Epstein-connected activity. Some do, many do not. We report the count. We do not inflate its meaning. What the corpus contains about UK operations. Let us be precise about what exists and what does not. Wire transfers, $4 million or more to Maxwell, plus 9,600 to 2 UK companies, but no wires directed to UK banks or UK addresses. The money flows to Maxwell, the person, not to the UK as a jurisdiction. FedEx, approximately 73 Maxwell records, but no shipments addressed to UK destinations. The FedEx data is domestic U.S. shipping. Bank documents, 190 pages of UBS statements and a UK passport on the Butterfly Trust, but no UK bank account records. The accounts are Swiss, German, and American. Entity mentions, 479,000 London mentions, but these are inflated by OCR and have not been audited for genuine UK connections. Flight logs. UK-bound flights exist in the 4,286 flight corpus, but have not yet been cross-referenced with Maxwell's travel. The pattern is clear. The UK evidence in this corpus is person-centric, not geography-centric. It centers on Ghislaine Maxwell, a British citizen who operated primarily in the United States. The corpus connects the UK through her citizenship, not through UK-based transactions. Maxwell conviction. United States District Court, Southern District of New York. Case 20 CR 330. On December 29, 2021, a federal jury found Ghislaine Maxwell guilty on 5 of 6 counts. Count 1. Conspiracy to entice a minor to travel to engage in illegal sex acts. Count 2. Enticing a minor to travel to engage in illegal sex acts. Count 3. Conspiracy to transport a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. Count 4. Transporting a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. Count 5. Sex trafficking of a minor. On June 28, 2022, Judge Allison J. Nathan sentenced Maxwell to 20 years in federal prison. She has filed multiple appeals. None have been successful. This is the only criminal conviction in the entire Epstein network, other than Epstein's own 2008 plea deal in Florida. 1 conviction. In a network that this corpus shows spans dozens of entities, millions of dollars, and multiple countries. 1. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Wonderwill. Remember 3232. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Wonderwill. Remember 3232. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Wonderwill. Remember 3232. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Wonderwill. Remember 3232. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Wonderwill. Remember 3232. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Wonderwill. Remember 3232. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Wonderwill. Remember 3232. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Wonderwill. Remember 3232. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten, Windsor, Wonderwill. Remember 3232. 16316. Andrew Tom Mountbatten. 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 16316. Andrew Tom Mount Bad. February 19th, 2026. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor Wonder Will. Remember 3232. Remember 3232. 16316. Andrew Tum Mountbad. 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 16316. Andrew Tum Mount Bad. 16-3-16, Andrew Tum Mount Bad. Arrested by the Metropolitan Police. Released under investigation. The timeline. 2019. Jeffrey Epstein arrested on federal charges. Andrew gives his BBC Newsnight interview, in which he discusses his relationship with Epstein. 2021. Virginia Giuffre files a civil lawsuit against Andrew in the Southern District of New York. 2022. The civil case settles. Reports indicate approximately £12 million. January 30th, 2026. The DOJ releases approximately 3 million additional pages of Epstein files under Public Law 119-38. 20 days later, February 19th, 2026, Andrew is arrested. This episode does not assess Andrew's guilt or innocence. We are not a court. We are not prosecutors. We are a data journalism project. We report the arrest because it is a matter of public record and because it represents the first arrest of a high-profile individual in the UK connected to the Epstein files. What we can tell you is what the corpus contains, and what the corpus contains about Andrew we will present when the data supports it. February 23rd, 2023. 11/6/23 times group. February 23rd, 2025. February 29, 23. February 24, 24. February 24, 2020. February 26, 24, 23. February 22, 25. 11/6/23. February 26, 22. February 26, 25. February 23, 24. February 23, 22. February 26, 25. February 26, 23. February 24, 25. February 26, 23. February 26, 23. February 26, 23. February 23. February 24, 25. February 23. February 26, 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 23. February 25. February 26, 23. February 23. February 26, 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 23. First together, to all avenient, to those division, and currently. Currently from ims again, from selfers. Likely with this from descript people. February 26. As well currently to visit ims again. The end of designed to 100 of sense. Designed to discovered, diviners designed to gentle. As for descript, designed to design messing it. Design to gentle. Diviners of descript people. Designed to design to gentle. The building and uncurrently missing it. Designed to design to gentle. Diviners of descript, designed to design to gentle. The building and uncurrently missing it. Designed to design to gentle. Diviners of descript, 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 design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. The viners of Discrip, design to design to geno. 23rd, 2026, 4 days after Prince Andrew's arrest. Lord Peter Mandelson, arrested by the Metropolitan Police on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Background: Mandelson served as UK Secretary of State for Business, as European Commissioner for Trade, as First Secretary of State, effectively Deputy Prime Minister. He was created Baron Mandelson in 2008. The specific allegation, misconduct in public office, is a common law offence in England and Wales. It does not require proof of financial corruption. It requires proof that a public office holder willfully neglected a duty or willfully misconducted themselves in a way that amounts to an abuse of the public's trust. The arrest came 4 days after Prince Andrew's arrest, both by the Moruption Police, both in connection with the Epstein files released under Public Law 119-38. As with Andrew, this episode does not assess Mandelson's guilt or innocence. We report the arrest. We report the charge category. We report the timeline. What we do not do is speculate. The NPCC, National Police Chiefs Council, has established a national coordinating group for Epstein-related investigations. 6 or more police forces are now investigating. The Metropolitan Police in London, the same force that arrested both Prince Andrew and Lord Mandelson, Thames Valley Police, Norfolk Constabulary, Bedfordshire Police, Wiltshire Police, and additional forces not yet publicly named. Above the regional forces, 2 national-level agencies are involved. The NCA, the National Crime Agency, handles international coordination and operates CEOP, the Child Exploitation and Online Protection Command. The Met Police Central Specialist Crime Unit serves as the operational lead for London-based investigations. One specific lead has been reported, Stansted Airport. The Metropolitan Police are investigating Stansted as a potential transit point for trafficking. This is significant because Stansted is a known private aviation hub, exactly the type of airport that would appear in flight log routes. 6 police forces, 2 national agencies, 1 coordinating body. This is the largest multi-force investigation connected to the Epstein files outside the United States. What UK prosecutors can access. 5 channels of evidence. Channel 1, the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty between the United States and the United Kingdom. Through MLAT, UK prosecutors can formally request Deutsche Bank records, DOJ investigative files, and evidence from the SDNY Maxwell prosecution. This is the traditional law enforcement channel. Channel 2, Public Law 119-38, the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Approximately 3.5 million pages have been publicly released. UK authorities do not need MLAT for these. They are publicly available. Channel 3, SDNY Trial Evidence. 190 pages of UBS statements, Butterfly Trust documentation, and other Maxwell prosecution exhibits. Channel 4, the NYDFS enforcement record against Deutsche Bank. The consent order, the compliance failure findings, the wire transfer records that underpin the $150 million penalty. Channel 5, our corpus. Open source analysis. 2.1 million documents. 2.3 million entities. 224 parsed wire transfers. 2,894 FedEx shipments. All processed, searchable, and exportable. We are STK4, Stakeholder 4. We have identified what we can provide to UK authorities, and we are prepared to do so. The US-UK contrast. Let us put the numbers side by side. Active criminal probes since Maxwell's conviction. United States, 0 new probes. United Kingdom, 6 or more police forces. Arrests in 2026. United States, 0. United Kingdom, 2. Prince Andrew, Lord Mandelson. Convictions. United States, 1. Ghislaine Maxwell, 2021. United Kingdom, 0, but investigations are ongoing. Coordinating body. United States, none announced. United Kingdom, NPCC National Group. National agency involvement. United States, the FBI has no publicly active probe. United Kingdom, the NCA is actively investigating. The global context makes this sharper. 9 or more international investigations have opened since January 2026. The UK, France, Poland, Lithuania, and others. 0 new United States indictments. The country that released the documents is not the country prosecuting from them. We present this contrast as observable fact, not as an accusation. The reasons for the disparity may include legal, political, and institutional factors that this corpus cannot measure. But the disparity itself is measurable, and it is stark. Transparent science. This episode draws from multiple sources and multiple evidence domains. That is its strength and its limitation. What the pipeline can verify. Wire amounts and dates to Maxwell. These are parsed from bank documents in the corpus. FedEx shipping records. Sender, recipient, weight, parsed from 16,600 invoice pages. Entity resolution across 3 domains, computed by our Splink probabilistic linkage engine. A UK passport on the Butterfly Trust, visible in document EFTA 01298015. 190 pages of UBS account statements. They exist in the corpus. Maxwell's conviction, 5 counts, SDNY, 20 years. The February 2026 arrests of Andrew and Mandelson, reported by multiple news outlets. What the pipeline cannot verify. The purpose of any wire transfer. The contents of any FedEx package. Whether cross-domain presence implies coordination. The identity of the Butterfly Trust passport holder. The details within the UBS statements. Whether additional UK-connected crimes occurred. Whether the arrests will lead to convictions. Epistemic status. Wire transfers and FedEx data are T2, database records, reproducible. The conviction is T1, court records, independently verifiable. The arrests are T3, journalism, externally corroborated. Cross-domain analysis is T4, calculated from T2 inputs. Every claim in this episode carries a tier. Every tier has a meaning. That is the methodology. Error log. Wire transfers. The $4 million total is approximate. Some wires lack parsed dates or amounts. Wire purposes are unknown. The JPMorgan triple wire pattern is unexplained. We do not claim structuring. FedEx. The 73 Maxwell record count is approximate due to OCR name variant consolidation. The FedEx data covers domestic U.S. shipping only. No UK destination shipments exist in the dataset. 63.2% of all shipments are missing weight data. Corpus. London's 479,000 mentions are unaudited. OCR inflation is likely significant. The UK passport holder on the Butterfly Trust is unrecoverable. The UBS statements have not been parsed for account level detail. OCR. 2 retracted observations. OBS 6. Krakow, hallucinated from a bank statement header. OBS 5. Poland, hallucinated from blank form labels. These are methodological lessons, not findings. T3 sources. The arrests and NPCC scope come from journalism, not court records. The official force list has not been published. Pipeline gaps. Flight logs have not yet been cross-referenced with Maxwell travel. UK postcodes have not been audited in the entity database. These are the known limitations. There may be others we have not yet identified. For United Kingdom authorities, we can tell you exactly what this project provides to each of you. National Crime Agency, $4 million in wire transfers to Ghislaine Maxwell, documented with amounts, dates, and originator account numbers. The largest single transfer was $1 million on March 29, 2016. 3 identical JPMorgan payments of $172,618 on January 29, 2010. These records exist in our database and in the DOJ releases. Metropolitan Police for the Andrew and Mandelson investigations. We can provide cross-domain entity profiles showing who appears across financial records, shipping records, and bank documents. Maxwell's profile spans 3 domains with 25,800 events. NPCC Coordinating Group. Your group covers 6 or more police forces. We can provide the complete Maxwell cross-domain profile, the Butterfly Trust beneficiary list showing a UK passport holder, and the UBS account file index. 190 pages of Swiss banking records for a British citizen. Serious Fraud Office. Deutsche Bank compliance records are accessible through MLAT channels. The Butterfly Trust documentation includes UK passport beneficiary records. Home Affairs Committee. Every claim in this series has a verification tier. We have prepared evidence packages for Stakeholder 4, that is you. Request them. If you are a journalist, every claim has a source and a tier. The references file lists every claim with verification status. We welcome scrutiny. If you are a member of the public, the released documents are at justice.gov/Epstein-records. Contact your MP about the Home Affairs Committee's response. Demand transparency. And if you find an error, contact us. We correct publicly. Every correction strengthens the analysis.